Namaskar, friends. Jai Kali, Jai Mahadev, Jai Bharat. And I hope everyone is taking good care of themselves. Remember, if you're fit and fine and healthy, only then you can take care of your loved ones. Now, you all must be aware that we've got our interesting guest back with us, Dr. Dilip Amin ji. Now, those who are familiar or who have seen the previous episodes must be aware who Dilip Amin ji is. And for those who don't know, let me give you all a brief description about Dilip Amin ji. Dilip Amin ji is a director of Peninsula Multi-Faith Coalition of the San Francisco Bay Area, a certified speaker at Islam Network Group, and a Dharma ambassador of Hindu American Foundation. He has co-authored the books Hindu Vivah Samskara. He founded the web forum interfaith shadi.org and guided over 1,200 youths and summarized his experience in the book Interfaith Marriage, Share and Respect with Equality. He is also a founder of hinduspeakers.org. So there is quite a lot of things about Dilip ji, and this is just a few. So without any delay, let me invite Dilip ji. Dilip ji, namaskar, Jai Kali. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for this invitation. It's really my honor, and I'm really glad to meet all my friends in India.
Yes. So, Dilip ji, today is the day that we are discussing a very close subject that is very close to me, and that is parenting. I grew up with something, and then midway I realized quite a lot of things, and now I'm preparing in a whole different way. I'm not preparing the way how my parents did it. So, without any delay, I'll come to my subject later. But first, please tell us, please educate us. We need experienced scholars and people like you to at least show us the right way where we don't feel scuffled and suffocated. So, Dilip ji, please.
Thank you for that introduction. First of all, I'm not a scholar, I'm not a philosopher, nor I'm some religious leader. I'm just a parent, but I have learned in my life certain things what work and did not work. So before you hear me, let me tell you why I'm qualified to speak on parenting. I have two sons, age 35 and 39, and they are highly placed, very well educated, really nice boys. I'm married for 42 years and very happily married, thank God. I was also a president of Plymouth Balvihar in Pennsylvania. Balvihar is a Sunday school for Hindu culture and activities we used to do. And also I founded another Balvihar Sunday school in California. So at my Balvihar, as well as at my workplaces, I worked as a scientist for 42 years. I talk to many parents who comes to me and they says, Dilip, I have this problem, these things. What should you do? What should I do? And I found out that the people just have the child. That's it. They have no prior experience, no nothing. They just make so many mistakes. And there are so small little things. You can fix it and you will be so successful parents. It will be good for you as well as good for the child you will be raising in this life. So what I can do is we can talk about this parenting topic from the day your child birth and keep on increasing the different topics till they get married. And I will weave in a lot of personal experiences, what I have come across. So that way it will make it a lot more logical sense, why it makes sense what I'm telling you. Sometimes it may be some controversial type of message I may be giving, but if I explain you why, it will make a lot more sense. So we can start, let's say you have a childbirth and you find it out that it's a son or a daughter. Please don't, if it is a girl, don't feel the, oh no, it's a girl. And if it is a boy, don't go celebrate because it's a boy. The reason, I have seen in many cases that, let's say 40 years down the road, that same daughter you felt sad when she was born, the same daughter always, oh my mama, my papa, and she runs around with you for your needs. And whenever you think about grandsons from that daughter, it's all of a sudden brings you so much joy, and it's a point of your happiness in your life. Versus the same son, you distributed those sweets to all village and were so joyous. You may find it out that, oh my God, that son is a, वो तो बीबी का हो गया, साला हमारा सुनता नहीं है वो, that wife and his parents, and that's he got sold out. I'm not saying that's true in all cases, but at least my message is, वो भगवान की गिफ्ट है, भगवान, God gave you this son or a daughter, whoever it is. Accept it wholeheartedly like it's a prasad from God, and raise them with full pride. And if you do that, whoever that son or daughter will excel in life and will be a win-win for you as well as your son or daughter. So son or daughter, it should not matter. The other important thing happens that as soon as you have a childbirth or even during pregnancy, there is a lot of postpartum depression. And the reason being that parents have so much anxiety having a child. I mean, it should be a joyous occasion. Now you are going to have a son or daughter. But instead of that, there is a lot of anxiety. And people create the problem where there is actually no problem. To explain to you, let me give you one example. I was working for Genentech. It's one of the best pharmaceutical company to work for. It's a Fortune 500 listed company, and they were paying us a lot of money there, and it was a great working environment. There was one physician. He came to me and he says, "Oh, Dilip, life is very miserable." I said, "What happened?" He says, "We just have a son, 3 months old son, and I don't know, his college costs. Do you know how much college costs? It costs so much money." I said, "You're only 3 months old son. College, he will go in college at age 18, and plus, you are a physician, your wife is a physician, and both your parents are also very wealthy, well-to-do. So I mean, why you are worrying about the issue 18 years down the road?" Then he says, "Dilip, but you don't realize, I just bought a stroller to carry my baby, and it cost me $2,000, Dilip. It's mind-boggling expenses." I say, "Okay, now let's talk. Let's take this example, stroller, $2,000 of a stroller. Did your 3 months old son told you to buy that stroller for you? No. If you went to eBay or some auction or bought a used stroller for $35 or whatever the cheap stroller, if you put your son there and carry him, he will not complain. He will not know no difference. Further, if you take it, only difference is when you go and there is some road uneven, your son will be little bumpy because the stroller does not have good springs. It's a good for his body. I mean, if child gets shaken up, it's a good. His muscle will get little stronger. Instead of that, what you are doing, that you are creating anxiety. Parents have tension in their mind because of the $2,000 stroller. Even 3 months old child knows that my parents are tension, anxiety about me. Give up those, buy $35 strollers, just be happy and joyous and enjoy the child. If you treat this way, Your child knows that the parents are so happy, not worry free and all that. His development will be so good, and you will do so much service to him. So your child does not need $2,000 stroller. Your child need is a happy parents. So point is, don't create problem. Don't give your son or daughter a wrong education in life, that the glamour, best of best, and nice car and nice stroller and nice clothes, and those are the everything in life. Because that son or daughter, when they be on their own, and if they have anything less than the best of best what you offer, they will be very miserable in life. So give very minimal material as much as possible to your sons or daughter, and instead of that, make them the whole person, and that will be a win for you. The same person told me that, I also have anxiety. I was expecting a good raise, like 4%, but my boss gave me only 2% raise. I say, wow, 2% or 4% raise, you already making so much money. How that's going to change your life? Point is, in life, in general, people, I have seen so many people, you are making issue where there is actually not an issue. So living in San Francisco, we are working in such a nice company, having a white physicians who have so wealthy to begin with. If you worry about it, what will happen to people who are living in Africa? What lives in Bombay, Dharavi, those slums they are living. Still, they are living happily. So I am telling you here to emphasize that material wealth has a very, very limited use. Again, many people in India still don't buy this one. They think that no, they have to give, they have to have a lot of money. Let me tell you my personal life story. I was born very poor. My parents had barely enough money to feed us. Whole my life till age 20, I had barely those Bata slippers, flip flops, and even if that flip flop is working, many times I had to walk. I had to walk to school 3 miles, and many times my flip flop will be broken. Yet that pin will come out, and I'll find some pin and put it in there, and just keep walking 3 miles to school. I have spent 6 hours in hot sun in long, long line to get 100 rupees of scholarship money. Once my teacher says, okay, let's go for picnic in 7th grade. And teacher says it will cost 7 rupees. Every students have to come up with 7 rupees. The last day I came and told the teacher that, no, my parents says I cannot go. Honestly, I even never tell my parents that give me 7 rupees, because poor parents did not have even money. Why do I want to impose on them? The poor point is, I had extremely poor lifestyle, having absolutely no material. Now what is it? Now my boss comes in New York, says, Dilip, go make this 15 minutes presentation to Paris. Limo driver will come, pick up my bag, open the door, I sit in the car. When I go to Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, there is a guy waiting with a sign, Dr. Amin. Bonjour, comment ça va? Je suis désiré de vous voir. Voulez-vous parler français avec moi? Oui, oui. Merci. Point is, it's the same Dilip. And when I'm sitting in this limo and going by, it always thought goes to mind, is it the same Dilip? One day he was being kicked around with nothing. Now, was my poverty during 1 to 20 years of life, extreme poverty, did it hurt me? No. Actually, that was the best blessing of my life. That made me so strong. I know that my parents had nothing, so I better make my own life. I mean, mine was always wavering. Where do I stand? And actually, after that 20 years, my life was so happy all my life. I'm always very happy and contented. Because if Even if when I did not had money at that time also, my childhood was very happy. We were living with a very joyous life. I used to play with all the kind of, I can find out my friends of my time who had nothing, and we used to have joy. Point is, if I had joy with absolutely no money, now I have all those wealth. Why will I not be happy? The point is, take home message, please, everybody. It is not what God has given you that is important, but what you make out of it. Enjoy it in whatever situation. If you do it, you will slowly come to such a positive situation in life, and it will be a win-win for all. And that's something very important to preach it to your children, that material wealth is not everything. Actually, sometimes, as I told you in my experience, not having no material wealth, what material? That was the best thing of my life. So, uh, so that's a. I hope that's a clear message. Now, other mistake people make is when they have a son or daughter. Now, this is what you have, but they wish that my son. I wish he was something not what he is. When a child bonds, it bonds with its own prakriti or personality type, maybe based on his past karma, his or her past karmas and whatever. So this is the child what you have. Enjoy child the way the child is. Don't expect the child to be something what that child is not. Let me tell you a very nice story. At same workplace, there was one Pakistani girl, very beautiful girl. She comes and tells me, Dilip, yeah, I have a daughter, 18 years old daughter, and she doesn't walk. 18 months, I'm 18 months old daughter, she doesn't walk. So I says, and she says, when all the other friends, sons and daughters, we get together, and all the other kids are now running around and all that. And my daughter doesn't want to even try walking. She just wants to sit, and that's it. So I says, did you got to check with the doctor? She said, you're kidding? I took to 4 different experts and they checked her out, everything. And there is nothing psychological problem. There is nothing medical problem. They could point it out. I said, okay, good. Now write it down. I'm telling you that the same daughter who is not walking today will one day run marathon. She will run 26 miles. She said, Dilip, how can you say that? I said, look, if you follow what I'm going to tell you, she will run marathon. But if you don't, and if you keep on complaining, she will never walk for her life. So I explained her, see, what you are doing is, even 18 months old daughter, you are expecting her to wake up and run. So every time you're trying to make her stand and try to walk, chalo, 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 beta, chalo, chalo. Or so and she knows that she's not keeping up with parents' expectations. So it's creating her a lot of psychological problem. You are lowering her self-esteem. And when somebody's self-esteem is so down, they cannot perform nothing. So you are hurting your daughter right now. She said, my God, you are very right. I mean, we did so much. Probably we must be doing it. So I said, no, but just be careful. Don't even tell her. If she wants to sit, let her sit. Just ignore her. Let her do what she wants it. In 4 months, she came and running to me and she said, Dilip, now she's running. See, point is, whatever your son or daughter, whatever they are, yeah, you do your best, meaning getting medically checked. There is no physical problem. But other than that, don't pressure them to be something what they are not. Some kids, they want to be a little slow in certain things. Maybe they are better in other things. If I give you example again, back to my own, I'm a scientist. So you will get impressed. Wow, scientist for 42 years, cancer research scientist. For me, and my prakriti is, I can get my PhD very easily. I have 6 patents. Those are something easy, fun things for me. But if you call me up and says, Dilip, this is my number, and you give me 10 numbers, call me back right now. Oh, forget it. I cannot remember number. I cannot. So I can get 6 patent, but I cannot remember 10 numbers. That's my prakriti. What can I do? Versus my wife is also a scientist, very successful. But you give her any number, boom, number get locked in her mind and will never leave her in her mind. She's so business minded. So nobody can cheat her one penny out of what business transaction she could do it. But unfortunately, she's a scientist. She needs a different prakriti. In her whole life, even though she's successful, she always regret that she become a scientist. She wished she become an accountant or become a business lady, then she would have been so successful. See, she made a lot of money being a scientist, but still she does not have that inner satisfaction of being who she is. So again, back to your child. If your child wants to be, let's say, child is of prakriti of an artist. Artists are, these abstract kind of people. They can be very creative. And if you make pressure that child to be a brain surgeon, because you are a brain surgeon, and that child may make tons of money, but that child will be inner always very, very unhappy because he does not have that detail, or he's not a detail oriented person. So let the child go to the field of career or their own style. Let them grow to their own prakriti. Don't impose on child what parents want it. Other thing is, and that's a major mistake all the time parents does. If you have two child, you compare one to another. Look, he's doing these things. Why you're not doing these things? Never ever complain to your own children, because when you compare that you are good, you are not good, there is a sort of, you are creating animosity between two. They will have hatred for each other, that because of you I'm getting trouble. Never compare. You are here, you are here. We love you both, and you go this way. For the son or a daughter, doesn't matter. Raise them with pride. Don't give all those love and affection. Oh, you are my son. Daughter, keep doing cleaning work. Oh, no, please don't do it. Treat them both with dignity and pride, what they deserve it. So it's parenting is like, if I give the example, these birds, when they have a childbirth, they make a nest, and the baby get born. It's a parent's duty to feed the bird, protect it, and also before the bird gets wings and fly away, to prepare for predators, all those people who can come and kill them. So it is very important to train your son or daughter to be ready for life the day they leave for college, and really prepare them well. So when they are on their own, nobody can cheat them. One of my expertise is interfaith marriages, love jihad and all that. So I always tell people that you are worrying about it, get prepared from age 5 to before they leave for college. And at that time, they should be really prepared on their own what they should be doing. So yes, so like that bird, the young bird, baby bird, as soon as gets the wing, bird will fly away. As a matter of fact, for the parents' bird, it is important that the bird fly away. Because if bird doesn't fly away, and even at age, let's say at 30, 40 years old, there are many kids who still wants to be with parents. They never get that wing to fly away. So that's a liability for you. So it should be a joyous for you that bird fly away in right time and make their own living. That's the way God has created this world, and that's the way it should go. So teach your child to be, your child is your guest for 15, 17 years. They are not, you don't own the child just came through you, that's it. So your duty is to nourish them, prepare for real life, and when the time is right, let them fly away. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now,
Okay, yes, before you start, Dilip ji,
mm,
Dilip ji, there are very rare parents that I have come across who speak in the way and fashion, the way how you are speaking. Uh, is it the geographic location that has influenced you to think in this way? Or because, I mean, I personally have seen in my family, I have seen in others' family, you are talking a lot of sense. You are making huge sense in whatever you have said just now. But why is it opposite in this country that I am born in? That these simple things, the way how you are narrating, quoting, and expressing, is missing from our parents. If you could shine some light on that.
first of all, there is nothing to do with India or America. As I give you two examples from my old company, Genentech, where they are, it's in America. In America, I have seen the parents are making the same mistakes. And actually, all those things, what I have learned, are from parents in America. So it's nothing to do with the geographic locations. And as a matter of fact, I have seen that probably 90% of people in world all the time, they feel a lot of miseries in life, and they get bent over for issues where there are no real issue. So it is a Sanatan, it's truth all over. Now, why so? It's, I don't know why. So maybe it's because of my first 20 years of life was so just like life was so like a dirt. I will not say it was a miserable life because I had always fun. Bache, you find some little some tennis ball and you cricket ball and you keep on playing till the ball completely get ripped off. I had fun childhood, but I have seen so many miserable people who have so much wealth, but they cannot enjoy it. They make issues where there is no issue. So maybe because of my childhood experiences, I have learned, and that's what. If I go back to my childhood experience, we used to live in a two-room place, 7 people, and we used to have one bathroom between 20 people. Three families were sharing one bathroom, and unfortunately, the main issue was that bathroom was the lock. It is on the bathroom that was always in the need of repair. I mean, think of how much you have to share with everybody. One bathroom, sometimes you have emergency and somebody sitting in, you cannot do nothing. You have to sit there. I mean, that's the way I spent my first 20 years. So I would say that maybe everybody should spend this kind of first 20 years in life. And if you spend like this way, whole your life will be so happy. So maybe that's a secret. So
Okay,
because I'm coming from a different angle, I have seen life. So that's why I always see from the different angle than what everybody sees. Maybe that's the
very,
reason.
very true, very true. Yes, so yes, it makes sense. But Aminji, I have seen people, those who have gone through that struggling phase. I see your pattern as, from the struggle and challenges to expansion, widening of your consciousness, and then, to a level of evolving. That pain and that whatever challenges were there. I mean, I think if that was not there, the Dilip Amin who's sitting here would not have been here, the bestest version that I'm talking to right now. So
Very true.
yes, but Dilip ji, despite of all the hardship and misery, some people not choose to propel forward. They are okay in that stagnated state. ओके, भगवान ने ही ऐसा कर दिया हमारे साथ, क्या करे, 10 बच्चे हैं. भगवान ने ऐसा कर दिया, अल्लाह ने दे दिया 20 बच्चे हैं. So I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, it is a conscious decision, I think,
Yeah.
of having a child. What do
I
you have to
think
say about that?
you use the word struggle, that I have gone through struggle. No, I never had struggle. I just go
Okay.
through whatever was there. I never felt it is a struggle.
Okay.
Uh, that when I was talking that my flip flop keeps on breaking, I just find the pin and put the flip flop and keep walking. It
Mhm.
never occurred to me that I'm going through pain and suffering. At the same time, I was seeing some nice, luxurious car, Milligan's car passing through at that time. We just stand and watch the car pass through, and we just be happy for him. I never felt regret that, oh, why I'm poor and he's rich. Now after 40, 50 years, I read the Gita and Hindu scriptures and all that. And now I realize that that's exactly what Gita is teaching us. That don't feel this life is a struggle. If you feel this life is a struggle, it will be a struggle. Just
True.
feel this life is a joy. Whatever situation you are, let's say you are going through COVID, so what? It is a COVID. In 1 year, there will be vaccine and you'll be out. Why it should be a pain and struggle? You wear mask and do what you have to do. But other than that, why to worry about it? Actually, I enjoyed my last whole year because it was very productive for me. Because I'm stuck in home, so I can do so many other things. Point is, issues will keep on coming in life. There is not a single day will go or month will go without a problem. But if you take this as a problem, it will be a problem for you for life. Lord Buddha said beautifully, the happiness is what you have minus what you want. So if you want, your want list is a big, then naturally what you have is less and you will be always unhappy. What says in my case, I learned it in life from my childhood that my what I wanted, I don't want nothing. And then whatever I have, it's all happiness. Let me give you an example. I have enough money so I can buy 2 Tesla car cash. But still, what I'm driving two 20 years old cars. No doubt those are nice cars, very well run. Why I have so much money and why I'm driving 20 years old cars? It just gives me joy that there was a one time some friend invited me that for his wedding, and he says, okay, you have to give your car valet parking, so drop off your cars and come inside. So I say, yeah, fine. So out of two my cars, I took the older one, the worst one, purposefully, because I knew that all my friends over here, they want to show up. They waxed their car, took the best of best car, and they want to show off others that look how great car I have. I say I'm not going to show everybody how great car I came in. I want to show them who I am. When I am coming to, so I went in those old car purposefully. I go inside and I meet everyone. And if I can lift up everybody from whatever state they are and make them little feel better and hear their pain and suffering and it make them feel better, they do want to come and meet me. So when I go to a wedding, if there are 300 people, I go and meet all 300 people and try to lift up their life from whatever they are. And everybody will want to talk to me. Then nobody asks me that what kind of car you came in. See, it's a wrong myth people have. And the miseries of reason is because you created some wrong idea in life that you need to have so much to be happy. And if not, you are miserable. So I think it's a lot of things. Later on, I learned that in Krishna in Gita is telling exactly what I learned it in my life just by practical lessons. I did not know that these are all already written there. But yes, those who I would request everyone to read Gita and apply all those things in their life will make your life little happier than whatever it is today.
Very
If
true.
you want, I can continue on that. The other mistake people make, this I've seen invariably, that they have a 3 years old child and little struggling, holding their hand, and they want to do something different. And they say, "Shut up, keep quiet. Can't you understand? I'm talking to this uncle." I say, "My God, what you doing it? For me, you are scolding your 3 months, 3 years old child? Don't do it, please. Attend your child right now. We will talk later on." Parents should treat their children like they are some CEO, some big. This is a gift from God, and that same child one day will become some big corporate officer or something big, judge or something. So even the child is 3 months, 3 years old, give him that same dignity. That son, daughter, I'm so happy to see you. If you treat your son or daughter like a CEO, some judge, or some big politician's respectable person, even at 3 years old age, that person will become that person. But if you treat your son or daughter at 3 years old like a dirt bag, keep on kicking around, keep on shouting, that child, when they grow up, they realize that that's what they will end up getting, shit from everybody. So whatever you want your child to be in future, start treating even at age 3 years exactly the same way. Then you will make the child what you want to be. The other interesting thing parents should keep in mind is that many parents wants to teach to their children, and they says, how to teach my children? I want them to be little better, successful like you, whatever. I say, don't teach nothing in child. You don't need to teach nothing in child. Only thing is, you be what you want your child to be. Are you exactly what you are trying to teach to your child? Then child will automatically learn. Let me give you one example. I weigh 137 pounds. That is
Oh,
62 kilo. For last 40 years, same 132 pounds, 137 pounds. Why? One of the reasons, maybe every 6 o'clock in the morning, you see, boom, waking out of the bed, doing swimming, 8 hours, 8 miles bicycling, 2 miles jogging, or doing yoga or something every day, 365 days out of 365 days. I don't miss a single day. Now, you say, wow, that's really great. How did you do it? My parent never ever told me that you should do exercise. But I remember in my childhood, when I wake up in the morning and I open my eyes, and I see my father is doing exercise. He's doing done better every day morning. So point is, my father was doing it, and I automatically learned, even they never told me. And now my both the boys, they are also very health conscious, very nature conscious, and again, they just learn from me. So uh, be if you want your child to be happy, let's say you just want the child to be happy and joyous, what you do is, today you become just happy and joyous. Treat your wife nicely and all that, and keep treating, make this family life, your husband wife union, so happy. Then you don't have to say nothing. Your child will automatically learn how to be happy in life, and in their life they will imply the same thing. Let me give you one other scenario, and this is very serious matter. That let's say husband is there, wife is there, whatever they did whole day, they were really exhausted, tired, came home, cook, clean, everything, they are done. And finally 8 o'clock they are done, and now they are relaxing, sit down on sofa, husband sits there, wife sits there, and their 8 years old daughter sits next to them. They sit down and nicely, relaxedly start watching the TV. Little easy time in life. Yeah, okay, good. Now husband says, wife, can you go get water for me? So wife says, yeah, okay. So she runs there, gets a glass of water, put the ice there, and bring the water to husband. And then husband relaxedly drinks water. Meantime, wife stands there, and then when he's done, he will give the water cup to that. She will go clean up and come back, and then sit back on the sofa. You know what you did? It you ruined your life of that daughter who is sitting next to you. How? This small incidents, yes, your daughter will learn two things, two extremes she will learn, and both are worst extreme. One, she will learn that to be a submissive wife, meaning being a lady, being a girl, or once she will become a wife, that means she will have to treat husband like a slave or servant की तरह काम करते रहो. So when you marry your daughter off, and when you go and visit her 2 years down the road, and you find it out that husband is actually physically abusing her, kicking her around, the whole family is treating her like a slave. She keeps on doing chaprasi work for everybody, and then you feel sad that, oh my God, why my daughter is being treated so badly. But you don't realize that you treated your wife same way, like a slave. Why did not you put it the seed at that time in your daughter's mind that that's where life goes? The other extreme is, let's say that daughter says, 80 years old daughter, she can see exactly what's going on. She says, when I grow up, I'm not going to put up this crap like what my dad is treating my wife to my mother. It's possible that daughter, when she becomes independent and on her own, she will tell the father on face that I hate you, I hate your guts. You treated my mother, my dear mother, like a dirt bag, and you don't deserve any respect from you. I hate you, I don't care for you. Point is, why you will treat your own wife like a dirt bag? Both work hard. When they are sitting, why don't you go get water for yourself and also bring for wife too? I mean, that's good for your health. So point is, treat your wife with dignity and respect. Not for your wife's sake, but at least for your child's sake. And if not child's sake, for your own sake. Because first of all, it's healthy to walk around. Second thing, that if you treat your wife well, she will reciprocate and give you true love. And the third thing is, when your child who are grown up, they will learn to live their life with dignity and pride. So it's a win-win. So treat your wife like your daughter. Treat your wife this way, like your daughter thinks, I wish I will have the husband like my father who is treating well to my mother. Are you that way? Think that way. So I think that's again, everybody may have a different experience. Maybe I can ask you, Kali Dasi ji, that maybe you want to share some experiences you have seen in your personal life or maybe somebody's life, how people
Yes, the most important thing that I have seen growing up was that we were, kids, and we observed that there was some, you know, uh, outcome or some goal oriented. Our presence felt as if it was goal oriented.
Mhm.
So later on, I realized that we were bred with intention. I mean, we were not a natural act.
Mhm.
So we were bred with things keeping in mind. And we had all the notions to abide by. We were taught how to behave. We were taught what to do. We were educated on a lot of different ways, which was very silly,
Mhm.
but that is what they had to give. My family was wealthy, and my family was affluent.
Mhm.
But the biggest problem, I think, was their conditioning previously from their parents and the religion that they followed.
Mhm.
So we there was a point when we had actually come to a conclusion, me and my sister, that we were actually bred for an objective. And the objective was to obey, to be a slave, and to get married off when the time is right, and just to keep serving. So, but see, I am not trying to pinpoint that the parents were wrong. They had evolved to that level
Mhm,
where having a family was more goal oriented. So
mhm,
it was like more focused that, okay, fine, if I have a male child, these are the agendas that the male child has to fulfill. If it's a female child, these are the agendas that she has to fulfill. Now, I'll tell you, I know it must be very amusing for you hearing all these things, but trust me, now even I'm settled in life. If I have any
mhm,
child, or if I see someone close having a child, I would, before them even planning, I would go and educate them
mhm.
that if you are planning to have a child, kindly don't have a goal and agenda set, because that is a boon from nature. And so you are procreating, that's a part of you. Just welcome what the nature gives you.
Yeah, very true.
Don't have a book ready, a pamphlet ready, that boy has to make more money, boy has to get this single story into double story, boy has to marry a rich girl and then bring in money, boy has to bring in another girl who will do my seva. Now it is different for a woman in a lot of cases out here. You have to be a submissive girl, you have to do ghar ka kaam. See, if you are a part of a family, by default you inherit some rights and duties,
Mhm,
right? So one doesn't need to be spoon fed. If you're raising a kid in a proper way, the kid would know, okay, fine, my mommy's tired, let me go and now do. Hana. So this comes by default. But there is so much of stereotypical forced, conditioning that I observed growing up in practically in quite a lot of the religions and a society, that girls were raised to do pehla ghar ka kaam, second to be a little bit educated, theek hai. Bhagwan bhala, if she gets a job, it's okay. That's also, cross fingers kind of a situation. And then, if we can get a good deal to get her married with less kharcha, then that is also a point. Then if and also parents are so apologetic. Ki, we have a girl. Oh God! Now this calls for expenses. And I'm very sorry to say this live, but Dilip ji, I would apologize beforehand if it doesn't. I mean, if you don't like it, but I see reproduction is a goddamn joke. It's a goddamn business now. It's not a nature's, boon and blessing that people are cherishing. It's become a total joke and business.
yeah.
I mean, that's what I perceived. I'm sorry, I might be wrong, but you can tell me better. I mean, what do you feel after hearing these things?
No, I think it's. I make some points. First of all, you endorsed. Now, I was raised very, very poor versus you were raised very wealthy.
Yes,
So now we prove the point that it's
money is
not
useless.
it's a rich or poor being child having material wealth that doesn't make impact your later life when you are 40, 50 years. Yes, it will have some impact, but that's not necessarily a must. That's the point I'm trying to make. The other important thing is just you said that the decision was made for you because parents put you in a box. You are this girl or boy, meaning you have to fit in this box. But your prakriti may be different. So respect child's individual child's prakriti, even if you have two twins, exactly same money, same time they are born, both will have a different prakriti, characteristics, respect. So let the child grow at their own level. And the third important thing you mentioned is the girl, meaning ghar ka kaam. I'm not against it. Yeah, if it is a girl, girl should learn how to cook, and the girl should learn also clean the home and all that. But along with that, If you have a boy also should learn to cook, and boy also do the cleaning chore and others. Or and all the husbands, I invariably tell all the husbands that are you also helping wife in cooking, cleaning dishes, cleaning the floor? There is no question of dignity. Do it with pride. Let the neighbors see that yes, I'm cleaning floor, even though I'm an executive somewhere, and my wife is just housewife. Still, I come back home and clean the floor. And if you tell others with pride, they will not look down at you. And if they look down at you, you don't want that kind of friend anyway. What is wrong? I mean, respect the joy your wife will feel when you are helping her hand to hand. It's just, and she will give you love back 100 times better return in return. So you will gain so much more joy out of your wife if you help her or treat her with dignity. So, and also other thing is, if you have a wife, let her excel in whatever way. For example, she has a painting hobby and she never, or she wants to learn dancing, Bharatnatyam. She never had, parents never let her do it. Now she married you. Give her opportunity. Treat your wife or daughter very respectfully. Not only daughter and wives, even your servants and your subordinate at work. You are a CEO and all those small little peons and everybody. Anybody and everybody, any human being, including animals, treat everybody with love, dignity, and pride. And that is so vital. And if you do this way, everybody will reciprocate, will love you, they will truly respect you, and it will be win-win for all, you and them. And if you treat this way, again back to parenting thing, you are teaching your children such a valuable information for their own life. So yeah, I'm sorry you have to you were not happy with your childhood, and I hope many people learn in that life not to impose so much on children or expect some irrational out of the child.
I want to add in, Aminji,
Yeah.
right now you have very beautifully expressed your deepest thoughts that equality should be there. I mean, like, fine, if you want to do, you do, or both the parties should contribute and should be raised equally. But, I don't know. I mean, I have also traveled quite a lot, and I have seen that things are different. But it has become more dogmatic and suffocating here. I mean, like, you know, women's have become second class citizen.
Yeah.
Now, there had been definitely something wrong as to why we are unable to produce more Rani Lakshmi Bai. But
Yeah.
we had such iconic women figure. We had such iconic women on Bharat, in this country, in this civilization. But now we have got just the opposite flip sides, whether they are raging preposterous image of feminism in some way or the other. And it's not the same. So if you could actually help me understand where things went wrong. Was it can is would it be right to blame capitalism?
Uh, I think it's probably people just miss out and running after wealth and all that. I don't know where it started from, but yeah, it is very true that you have a daughter does not mean you impose her on that only homeworks are to your daughter only, and son you don't treat differently. When you tell your son not to do any homework, and he has to just play and come home and enjoy and sit on the dinner table, versus the daughter you make her cook and clean and this, actually you are giving a wrong message to your even son, because when he get married he comes with that expectation that my wife will do the same thing what he has seen in his home, right? And I bet you Then in today's days and age, when girls sees that their husband is new age husband is demanding like that, they will not put up with that shit, and their your son's life will become so miserable because you taught him to be bossy, treating the servants like a dirt, and when your wife comes, she's not going to put up with these things, so you are creating your son's life very miserable. There was a one very nice movie, and they I forgot the name of the movie, but they are trying to show that, okay, you want to see what kind of this guy is, that let's take it to the restaurant, and they purposefully somebody kicks the food off the servant who was restaurant guy from hands, and it fell on that rich man's shoulder when he came on that first dating, and that guy starts shouting that server so badly and furiously, almost punch him. And right away, that girl who was dating that guy, she make up her mind. I don't want to marry this guy because if he is so irrational with the servants, little people, what when that girl, when I make a in my married life, if I make this mistake, he will treat me the same way. So yes, it's a very sorry state of life we are living, especially in India, where a girl is treated like a dirtbag, girl is treated like it's a liability. But actually, truth is today, like yourself. I mean, you have succeeded so well. You are so liked by the society. You are such a well-respected person. So what is wrong being a lady? So why parents will want to think? And again, problem is actions and reactions are equal and opposite. If you treat your daughter, if you assume your daughter is a liability, and if you treat her like a dirtbag, she in later age will make your life miserable, or probably make her life miserable.
Yes,
So
and I want to add in something, Aminji.
yeah,
This difference, some people say that this gender biasness is generally imposed and perpetuated by males only. And that's how, patriarchy has been pushed through. But you would be amazed that I have seen all my life women demeaning women,
hmm,
mothers suppressing their daughters. Mother are the first teachers who prepare their daughters to be more submissive slaves. And I cannot deny the fact. Even I have seen, I remember, I recall some episodes from my mother's end as well. So, I mean, who do we actually blame?
I think we need to teach all those mothers or girls now to be mothers that if your husband is not treating with dignity and respect to your daughter, stand up for it.
Yes.
And again, I'm not telling for the advantage of their son or daughter, but for your own self. That yes, lady, probably God has not made as strong as man. In if you do hand wrestling between a girl and boy, yeah, men may have more strength, but ladies have many other strengths. So to put somebody down, and also to put down 50% of your population, half of them are female gender, which is, if the whole nation does that, that nation will be also falling down. At your family front, wife or daughter should be treated with equal dignity, and son and husband, as I told you, should learn and change their lifestyle right now to start helping in cleaning, cooking, cleaning the floor and all that, just to show an example that yes, we respect you. And that's the way we are truly showing, supporting you.
True. Very true.
Yeah. The other thing I say have seen that let's say if we go to child is now something like 10 years old, what mistakes parent does, then when parents see that child is failing, and I give you real life example, one of our friend's son was start getting very bright, but start getting from A grade to to B grade and sometimes even C grade. Why? Because he will forget to take his homework, and naturally his score will go down. So to fix that problem, what mother start doing is mother start doing the homework for the child. Oh my God, that's such a major mistake mother made it, because it's mother is giving a wrong message to the child that you don't do anything, then somebody else will do for you. And even this late age now, after 30 years, the child is still depending on parents, because from that early age, when mother was doing homework for the child, she gave a wrong message to the child. So what I'm trying to tell, if child is failing, let them fail. Let them get B grade and C grade and D grade. And let them realize their own mistake and get lifted up from their own mistake on their own. So this is an important message. Other thing I have noticed in India is tutoring starts. They don't students don't learn anything in school, but then they go in a classes whole day, whole rest of the time. I find it really, again, I may not understand educational system issues in India, but it's so wrong when you keep on having so many classes and supporting kids, and kids are so busy over there. When I come and talk to kids, this is, oh my God, they don't have any time. So much classes, this kind of classes, and so many classes, because everybody has to get so many extra grades and extra marks, because only very limited seats are there. But in doing so, you are making child's life so miserable. Many times you are pushing the child to be what they are not. And as I said, that an artist type of child, don't make them accountant or brain surgeon, because that's not what they are for. On classes, let me give you one example, my own personal example, that I was the same kind of parents, that my son, when he graduated, it's time to apply for medical school. So I says, in America, there are Kaplan medical preparation classes. It costs $2,000. I said, no problem, I'll pay for it. And you start attending these classes. And even if that increase you by 1.1%, I mean, that's extra. My son says, Dad, I'm not going to take those kind of crap classes. I said, why not? And he explained me that, Dad, I want to be a doctor if I get to be a doctor on my own. If school doesn't want to accept me, that means I'm not ready for it, and I don't want to be a doctor then. I say, my God, this kid has learned so much, which I am not. Meaning he wants to be, if he deserves to be. If he does not deserve to be, he does not want to be a doctor. Today he's an MD, meaning MBBS, and PhD, double doctorate, and he's flying on his own. Point is, even at early age, I'm so proud of him. When he declined, he says, no, I don't want to be taking this class. The point is, he wanted to go on his own prakriti, his own comfort level, his nature, because he says that if he join a medical school by taking classes and all that, he'll be very miserable as doctor, because he cannot pass the medical school, because he did not deserve. And if he become a doctor, probably he will not be successful doctor, because he did not deserve to be that thing. So his taste was, if he makes it on his own, then only he wants to be doctor. So that's so much important things. The other important point all parents should know is a good communication with your child, or once they are age 5 or 10, you will realize that you are in a different gear. In Sunday school, as I said, I was a president and at 2 places, or a founder at another place. That many parents comes and says, Dilip ji, my son now is 11 years old, or daughter. They talk back to me. I tell them something and they says, no, I will not do it. Why should I do it? What's the sense? Why it makes sense? You know what I answer? Congratulations. All right. वो तो मेरा माथा खा जाता है. Why are you saying congratulations? I said the child who complains, meaning he's an intelligent child, meaning he has a vision for life. He already knows something what you don't know, and he's expressing to you. Now, why is shouting? Because you are not listening. So now what you do, when he starts speaking, when your son or daughter, whoever it is, he or she, starts speaking, keep your mouth shut and keep listening. Keep listening. Yes. Oh, is it right? Oh, you telling we should do these things? Explain us why we should do it. But what if this happens? So point is, keep asking him the questions. Why you asking? Okay, what you asking? Exactly what? So when you spend 10, 15 minutes, keep on listening without telling him anything or her anything, all of a sudden, the child will feel, oh, good, now parents are listening, and he will start respecting you. So that's such a top secret. After age 10, parents should stop talking and they should have to be more listening to their child. And if you do this thing, you will have such a big outcome. Now, sometimes just listening doesn't help because you keep on listening but don't do anything, and then again child get mad. Let me give you my own example. As I said, I have two boys, 4 years old gap. When my son was something like in 8th grade, and he kept on complaining, Dad, you've been very unfair. Parents, you've been very unfair. You treating him so well versus you treating me like you're not treating both of them same. And that's so I keep on, as I told you, I keep on listening. Is it right? Is it right? Why? But I did not answer him back. So it lasted 4 or 5 months, and I said, I want to explain him, but I don't know how to explain him. Good thing about raising children is you don't have to answer back right then. You can take 6 months to answer them back. You think through. So one day I told him that, okay, son, I understand what it is. Do you know? You, older one, and the younger one has different kind of parents, different parents. What are you talking about? He thought I'm going to say that their parents, whatever we are, he thought there are some different sets of parents. I said, no, not that mean. You had very inexperienced parents, poor parents, parents did not know what they are doing it. The younger one has 4 years richer parents. They learn from you, and we are applying for him. So I told my son honestly that, look, I'm very sorry. This is first time parenting experience. So I'm trying and erroring on you. And what I learned, that's what I'm making it better on the young one. So I don't have any intention to make you bad. But, let's do one thing. When you think we are not fair, you come and tell me. And I will listen and I will fix it. How about that? And he was very joyous. From that day onward, he never complained that you're not treating other one well. Yeah, once in a while he comes and tells that to why you did this, and then I try to fix it. Point is, after 10 years, child is 10 years old. They are so intelligent. There is so much to learn from them. Ask their feedback and fix your parenting style, and you'll be so unfair. You'll be so happy if you start becoming listening to them. The other interesting thing that my son keeps on saying at age 13, that, you guys are miser. Each penny, you have tons of money. But, that's what he thought. But you don't spend money. Every time you have to spend money, you think that where is the better price and all that. And it keeps on going for 6 months, and I did not know what to say. I said, how to explain him? I could not. So one day he again complained that, you guys, you don't, why don't you give us more money to spend? I said, okay. I gave him a piece of paper, blank piece of paper. I said, sit down. We sat down on a dinner table, give him a pen that, write it down. Give him take this. Write it down. What kind of money you will make when you will start working? So he says, at that time, he says, $40,000 a year. I say, okay, put it down. So he write down $40,000 income. What kind of apartment you will live? Yeah, this kind of apartment he will live. Okay, $600 a month rental apartment. Yes, write it down. What kind of car? Yeah, I want this kind of car. I say, retirement. Are you at age 25? Are you going to put your money for your retirement? So you have an easy retirement. After being a Gujarati son, he learned it even at early age that yes, yeah, I'm going to put it money in my 401k. I'm definitely. So I say, okay, put it down 16% for your retirement fund, and put it down all those Starbucks coffee fee and expense. And I say, okay, here is a calculator totally. He find it out that he'll be losing every month. He'll be needing $1,000 more from parents to make his living. He said, but what happened to my $40,000? I said, see, son, that's the thing. Unless you watch every penny, every stage of life, any money you make, it's not going to be enough. So that's what we are trying to do. We're just trying to be very careful in early life, so we save up money, and in retirement we could have little better life. See, if you explain it this way, from that day onward, he never uttered a complaint for it. Meaning, he has a question, you have to answer it proper way. Now, it's very common that parents say that come and tell me that I try to educate my son, he does not listen to me. I say, see, one secret of teaching your child, one very top secret. When you give an advice to your son or daughter, remember 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Their ears will remain open once you start talking for 15 seconds. After that, there is a mechanism inside. There is a big doors. Ear get closed. So anything you say, boom, 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 they don't listen anything anyway. Most of the cases, they know exactly what you're going to say. Yes, now this thing and this thing. And this is, I already heard that thing 20 times from you anyway. Why are you repeating? So point is, you have only 15 seconds to tell your son or daughter. So then before you tell, you find out what is the right time to tell, what word you want to use, craft your word properly. And when it's the right time, just deliver it. 15 seconds is over, change the subject. You think your son or daughter did not listen? Don't worry, they heard you. And you will see results long later on. They will act like they did not listen to you, but they did listen to you. So remember, if you follow this 15-second rule, it will be win-win for all. And plus, they will appreciate because you're not bugging them to hell. You're telling what you have to and involving them. For example, let's say, take another example. You have a 12 years old daughter, and naturally you want to tell her that don't get involved in sex. This is very difficult for parents to tell your 12 years old daughter that, daughter, don't get in sex. Okay? Sex meaning this kind of problem and all that. How you cannot even bring up that discussion. It's very uncomfortable, especially for Hindu parents or Indian parents to discuss sex with their child. So how do you deal with it? What you do is, many times you don't tell your children, but you tell somebody else. For example, dinner table is the best time. You need to make sure this is the family, this is a dinner table. You cannot have any cell phone, no nothing. You have to have everybody sit down nicely and have a nice dinner. So at dinner table, when you are sitting there, your daughter sitting there, and or son also, and your wife is sitting on other side. So you don't tell daughter, but you tell your wife. Actually, this is a true story from my childhood, that in our childhood, there was a girl, roughly, she was probably 16 years old. She had a teacher who was coming to teach her mathematics. And that girl, we were always seeing that she was going on the streets, and she was very fancy, wearing fancy clothes and all that. Up to 8 months, she was pregnant. Somehow she hid it from parents. She was living right in the middle of our society and all that. We were going, seeing her. Nobody knew till 8 months she was pregnant with the teacher. And then finally, parents find it out, and they shifted her to some remote place. And they wanted to abort, but they cannot. And ultimately, this is okay. We will give that child to abortion. I mean, to the some society for adoption. And but then when they have a child born, so girl agreed that okay, we'll give it. And when the child born, the girl got so attached to the baby, she doesn't want to give up. So it becomes such a miserable thing. And ultimately, that girl could not have the education, and she ruined her life. She could not. Totally, her life is ruined. No, what I'm telling you, you tell all those things, the nice story to your wife. You are telling, discussing with your wife, this is what happened. But actually, you are telling to your daughter. So when your daughter is sitting there and listening, 12 years, 16 years, she got pregnant with a teacher, and then go through so much hassle, and then ruin my. And daughter is says, no way, I'm not going to be in that kind of situation. I will be very careful. See, you never told daughter about these things, but because you told this story to your wife, she's sitting. So my point is, in dinner you bring up, you don't tell directly, but bring a lot of situations in, discuss with the family, and from other real life experiences they will learn that what is right and wrong, instead of sitting down and says, okay, sit down, now I'm going to teach you about sex, and you should do these things, you should do this. You will miserably fail. So always bring up a lot of interesting discussions. For example, as I told you, 401k. I always telling my sons and daughters that will show them the graphs that, I mean, even the very young age, that this is the way money works. My son was in seventh grade at that time, and in 2000. At that time, their school teacher gave them play money, $100,000. Everybody gets $100,000, and you have to invest in stocks. Which stocks will work, and you have to play. It's just a play game, and then you have to show who wins. So I told my son, why not play real money? So I gave him $5,000. I said, take this and invest it. He said, Dad, you sure? I said, why not? I trust you. So he invests that money in actually stocks and set up the account. My objective was to have, real money experience, even at age 7. And unfortunately, poor guy, it was a year 2000. There was a major stock market crash, 45% money. Any money you put it in stock market, you lose it. And what I money gave him, he lost. Actually, as soon as it started crashing, he realized it's a big mistake. And right away, he came to, Dad, my God, I'm losing a lot of money. Take it back. I don't want to handle it. Point is, I did not tell him that you lost my money, whatever. I wanted him to experience. And even this failure, his first experience of actually money trading was a major failure. But there is so much for him to learn in his life. Now he's trade stocks in on his own. So instead of advising your son or daughter, put them in real life situation. And that way they will learn so much from real life situations, from others' experiences. I always tell everyone, you don't have to make mistakes to learn from your mistakes. People says it's always good to learn from your mistakes. No, what you learn from others' mistake. Let other make mistake. That, like 14 years old, 16-year-old girl I mentioned, she got pregnant. She made mistake. Learn from her mistake, and you don't make that mistake. So that's important things. I just mentioned another point that on dinner table should be where whole family is sitting together. I think that's the issue probably all parents are facing. That when they are talking to their son or daughter, they rather be looking at their cell phone and texting somebody. Under the table, they will be texting somebody. Somehow, and it's so sad. I have noticed that parents, when their 2 months old baby don't, or 4 months old baby don't sit in that chair and eating well, they give some iPad and show some shows, and child keeps on watching the show and eating. Oh my God! You making your life easy by showing the iPad to that 6 months old baby. You are creating such a disaster in his life and your life. Don't do those things. Somehow make a point. The dinner table is it's a family activity. no distractions, no nothing. Everybody must be at dinner table, and you have to have a very healthy conversations between everybody. And somehow you have to make it living from the day child born. And if you did those things, even the teenagers, they will learn that no, that's the way dinner table is. So uh, that's very important. Dinner table must be without cell phone and no other distractions. Now, people do ask me that how do we make sure that my son does not get into sex, drugs, and alcoholism and those issues and all that. You know, sex, drugs, and alcoholism, that's issue. But issue, real problem is here, and you are trying to fix here. How come uh, that when child is growing up, first of all, if you give a child, as I said, a lot of self-esteem, pride, and real life experiences, how to live from predators and bad things. First of all, they will not go into this drug, sex, and alcoholism, or at least they won't get trapped in that one. And other thing is that keep your child busy, especially in teenager, because they will always look to have the trouble, meaning what parents consider as trouble, some other things, as I mentioned. But instead of that, keep them busy, give them a lot of nurturing activities, kind of activities they want to do it. And if they are so busy doing it and they feel joy out of it, then they will be so busy in creating something creative and let them give the positive reinforcement for what they have created. Then their mind is not as free to get into those drug, sex, and alcohol. So they will be away from it. And many times, even if you do it, they may do it just out of pressure from peer pressure, but ultimately they realize that no, that's not their life goal, and they will come back. So it is very important to give a very high goal to your sons and daughter, that you are treat them like a CEO, and they will, or treat them to be very happy person in life. Then you will have a better outcome if you treated them that way. Uh, Now, raising child, especially in teenage, is very difficult. It's like you always use the expression. It's like when you are taking shower, you have a wet soap in your hand. How do you handle it? If you handle too tightly, it's going to slip away anyway. If you handle it too loosely, still it's going to slip away. So somehow, for your each son and daughter, you have to figure it out what it takes, and you have to give the right pressure, meaning give the right atmosphere for that child to nurture and keep growing. As soon as your child become 14, 15 years old, especially in America, I mean, dating is very common. Now, again, that's a controversial. Whether I am for dating, I'm for allowing 14 years old, 15 years old go and date in school and colleges, or I'm against it. Well, I will not tell I'm for or against it, but you decide it. Let me give you my life experience. When my child was in ninth grade in America, that's high school. So one day he came and says, Dad, I'm going to go for prom. I said, prom? What is prom? Explain me. He says, I go with a girl on a date. You buy nicely tuxedo and all the dress for us. You buy a limo for us. And me and that girl go to school. It's a school's program. And they have 4-6 hours of dancing and all that. And then ultimately we will come back home. And then we will come back home. I said, these are all bad things. Going with girl, spending money on tuxedos, dancing with the girl. That's not what I said, no way. You're not going to do it. So he says, okay. He was a nice boy. He says, okay, Dad, whatever you said. So he told the girl that I cannot come because my dad said no. The girl went and told her mother. I mean, I'm talking about ninth graders. Okay. So naturally they tell parents. So girl says, I cannot go. I will have to go to other boy because Jay's dad, Dilip uncle said, no, he cannot go because Dilip uncle did not agree. Luckily, That girl daughter was my best friend, Rupa Ben. And Rupa Ben came in and he told me, wait, Dilip bhai, what happened? I did not expected you to be this kind of jerk. I said, what did I do? He said, I'm going to send my daughter to have dating with your son. I'm not worrying about it. Why you are worrying about it? And I says, but this is not good for our culture, our value, and all that. She says, crap, who told you that thing? And she gave me one golden lesson in life. Golden lesson in listen this. He says, if your son or daughter does something wrong, what you think is wrong, let them do it. But let them do right in front of your eyes. The day your son or daughter does something behind you, behind your eyes, that will hurt you for life. I say, wow, such a golden lesson. From that year onward, I said, son, go for prom. Enjoy your prom. Every year he went with different girls, enjoyed the prom, came back. You know, that is the reason American schools are planning these proms, to have the child that kind of experience. See, I'm an interfaith marriage consultant. I have guided 1,200 youths around US, around the world, and actually 60% from India. And I have found that the girl who get trapped with the boy, the actually interfaith marriage, meaning one faith to other faith, especially in the wrong way, are those good girls, because their parents never let them look at other boy, never let them go for some innocent things like going and eating in restaurant, just innocent friendship. They never let them, so they are completely immune. They're not immune, they're completely out of that thing. They had no immunity or experience of that thing. And the first boy who in their college hold their hand or tell some good words about it, they fall for it, because they thought that, wow, that boy is so amazing. They don't know that all other boys will be same amazing anyway. So point is, if your daughter had some friendships like going for innocent dating, like going in a group with restaurants on their own, and if that your daughter had that kind of experience in life, when the next boy comes in college and asks for, okay, let's go for restaurants, she will not be shaken up, oh my god, and she will not fall in love for no reason, just because it's a boy. And she'll be a lot more mature in making her decision whether this boy is right for me or not, because she has somewhat experience in life. And in love, I mean, you don't have to fall in love, you have to be rise in love. That's something you need to be teaching. That is, you have to use your mind whether the right person is the right person or not. And that thing only comes if you, before you send your son or daughter to college, if you really prepare them for real life. And part of real life experience is also this innocent dating or so-called dating. So I would say, at least in US, I always recommend people that if your son or daughter wants to go for dating, let them. You India wale, I mean, I'll let you decide. But when your daughter is, the day she says, okay, she's going with somebody with dating, and you don't approve that boy or girl who is they are going with it. But you know what you tell that, beta, I'm sending you for this dating. For our culture and all that, it's absolutely wrong. I'm very nervous, but you know why I'm sending you? Because I trust you. You look eye to eye and tell your daughter that, beta, I trust you. I know you will not make any mistake. So I have my full blessings, and you go and enjoy. Okay, beta, thank you. Enjoy it. That girl will go for dating. It's possible that other boy will start holding hand and maybe start kissing her. I'm just giving you scenario. I don't know what will happen there. And at some points, that girl's mind immediately comes, your eye to eye, you told her that, beta, I trust you. That will come in her mind, and she says, no, my mom trusted me I cannot betray her trust. And she will say, stop it right here. I don't want to any proceed further. I'm going back home. Meaning, let empower your child to do what is right and wrong for them. Again, you decide what is right for your son or daughter, and let them grow that way. But whatever you do, make sure when at 17 years old, 18 years old, when they go to college, if you pressure them like a spring at home, they will really bounce back, because in college nobody to see what they're doing. So more you pressure them, worse they will outcome will be in college. So instead of that, don't make them, let them experience all bad things. Like I told you, my son losing money in stock market, that's a bad thing. Let him experience it. Dating, yeah, it is bad thing. I'm glad he experienced it, so he makes a right decision in life. So that's a important point. One other point I noticed in India, that people, especially those rich people, they give a very wrong impression to their sons or daughter. They brag so much, we have so much money, and they show them, look, we have a vault full of cash money sitting there, beta, we are very wealthy. And they treat their servant in their homes like a dirt. Hey, gada, kya kar raha hai? Pata nahi chal raha. Get, I mean, you teach your son that we are wealthy, meaning we are something more than everybody else. That's wrong message you are telling your sons, because you are giving wrong information that in life money is everything, you can buy everything from money, which is not true. Ideally, all the parents should tell their sons or daughter that whatever money we make it, that's for us only, or for our retirement, or actually we are going to donate it out. This money is not, we will spend your money for your college, that's about it. But you will have to make your own money, you will be making your own career. You want to do business, you'll be doing on your own. Don't count on us, this money are not for you. Be like Bill Gates. Even though he has millions of dollar, he donated it all out. He left some basic millions of dollars, some few million, whatever minimal, for his sons and daughters. Don't be like Dhirubhai Ambani, who whole wealth he passed it to Mukesh and his brother, Ambani family. I agreed that because Dhirubhai spent all life fortune passed to Mukesh ji, that's why he's so rich. I mean, he had money, and luckily he even grew more. So, which is good, happy story. But as a practice, don't give that impression to your son and daughter that whatever money you save, that will be his. Because what you are doing is you are making your son or daughter handicapped. Because you're giving impression why he has to do little work when he has tons of money. But you are, again, back to my life experience, that when my son was in eighth grade, he started in America. I mean, people, once you are 16 years old, you can start working. And he found a work very close to our home, taking care of dogs. There is a dog kennel where all the people bring their dog there, and you walk the dog and clean the cages and all that. It was a minimum paid job. It was when he comes back from work, that poor guy was so beaten up, and he will have all the dog shit on him. He has to go take shower because he cleaned the dog cages, and there are so many 30, 40 dogs there. And I mean, as a parent, I felt so bad that, my God, the child has to go through so much pain and so dirty job. But still, I let keeping in, because why he was working, because he wanted to buy a big stereo, big boom box, and it was costing him at that time $300, and he wanted to buy. So I say, okay, you do your work, make money, and then buy and enjoy. So as soon as he made that $300 for that boom box, he quit the job and bought it, and then enjoy his boom box. See, I never told him not to do it, even though I had plenty of money. I could have given him $300 for his musical system, but I let him earn. What I'm trying to do is teach him lesson for life, that it's okay to do dirty job. So that's what parents, especially those rich parents, make sure don't give a wrong impression to your son or daughter. Don't make them handicapped. Let them grow on their own. So that's the message I have.
Wow.
Now, uh, parents needs to be open-minded, and they have to know that actually these children teach you so much. There is so much to learn from your own sons and daughters, because after all, you are from last generation, because now you have a new generation, and there is so much to learn from the new generation. If I give you my own examples, I took my son to soccer field, and here all the parents sits on the bench, and the kids play around soccer. And I says, "What I'm doing sitting on the bench? Why don't I jump on the soccer field too?" So I asked the coach that, "Can I? I don't know soccer, but can I help you as an assistant coach?" He said, "Yeah, come on over." So I also start running with them on the soccer field, and I learned soccer with my son, and then I keep on playing soccer for next 15 years at my workplace. We make up a soccer team, and at every Friday at lunchtime, we soccer buddies, 30, 40 people, everybody get together. We had a field there, and it company sponsored it. He says, "Yeah, go enjoy." So for 15 years, I played soccer myself, and my son. Then they grew up, and he comes and play with him. And when he plays, he says, "Dad, come on. I mean, you are. I know you are not a good player, but still, I have a competition coming up with his other boys and all that, and they needed a play. You want to come and play?" And the child feels so happy and proud. Wow, my parent is also playing with me. See, it's when child knows that you are playing their tune, or you are dancing at their games, or you are taking interest in their hobbies, they feel so proud of you, and it's a win-win for all. Same thing. Me and my children learn skiing, going on the together, because when they were learning, I said, "Why not? I learn it." And still, every year, that's our ritual. Family, we go together for skiing, to the extent that my son now he's an expert avid skier. Meaning every day in this winter season right now it's going on. He's all the time on the slopes. Even he works from there. COVID time, he has to work from home. Instead of that, he works from the ski slopes. So one day he says, "Okay, Dad, let's. It's your birthday." So he says, "I want to give you a gift." I said, "Okay, what gift you are giving?" So let's go for skiing. I say, "Yeah, I know skiing. Go down the slip." And I know, "Yeah, okay, let's go." He says, "No, you watch out." So we are going at a Lake Tahoe, which is a very important resort, 4 miles from our place. He parked his car next to the road, and he says, "Let's go for skiing." I said, "But where is the skiing resort?" I said, "No, no, it's something different." He says, "We are not going down the road. We are going up the hill." I said, "With the skis?" He says, "Yes, Dad. That's called backcountry skiing." Okay. So he showed me how to put on the skis. Then under the skis, he put on the skin, they call it. And then he told me, "You keep on going up the ski, keep on going up and up." It was so much difficult for me, because I'm 69 years old. I mean, at that time I was a little younger, but I cannot keep up with it, because going up this hill, and it took us 6 hours to reach on the top of the slope. And then he keep on teaching me, "Dad, you keep your feet straight, exactly, not this way. And Dad, you drink your water. And Dad, you do take a deep breath, and this way." It remind me that now there are table turn. At one day, same my son, I was telling him, "Son, walk this way, bicycle learn this way." Now he's telling me everything, that do this way, this way. Like he become my parent now. But the joy of son on a father doing this kind of adventure, it's just unreal. So parents, don't feel you are outdated. Learn something exotic what your sons and daughters are taking interest in, and if you do that one, they will want to be associate more with you, rather than thinking that no, this is an outdated parents. Be their real friends. That's what I'm trying to say.
Brilliantly put, and thank you so much, Dilip ji, to actually educate us on this topic, because this topic is the most misunderstood, the most biased out here, and you just said it beautifully. Now, we have got two questions from our YouTube member.
Hmm?
Uh, First question is by Mr. Vineet. I notice many people don't express openly in family the way they do outside. What do you have to say about this, Dilip ji, and how do you think this should be resolved?
Outside or inside, it should be same. For example, I say that that example of how to explain to your son or daughter about the sex. I mean, before you make them independent, you have to explain about sex, which is a very difficult subject. So what I'm saying is, instead of telling that, okay, sit down, let's talk about sex. No, make it natural. Make it in some kind of story, or weave into somebody's experience, and you tell to somebody else, but you are telling to your daughter. So outside or inside, it should not be any different. And as I said that, instead of teaching your son or daughter, you don't have to teach nothing. You just follow. You do exactly what you want their son or daughter to do. And if you do this way, it will be win-win. It's they know that you are not a phony person. You are honest, genuine, and so outside or inside, it should not be any different. You just be natural, be honest, and tell the thing as is, and you will definitely have a good outcome.
Very true. The member has another question, and that is, why do people mask themselves? Is the worst way to live.
I believe mass meaning try to pretend what they are not.
I think so.
That is so very true. Why you want to fake yourself? Meaning, why you want to show others that I'm a wealthy, I'm a rich? Why you want to go show that you are in a party and you want to show that, look, I bought a Tesla, and you keep on displaying that Tesla key, that look, I bought a Tesla. Who cares for it? When you're at a party, everybody has their own things to talk about. They're not here to listen your bullshit here. Instead of that, spend time listening what they have to us, offer what their pain and suffering, and lift up their life. And if you be like that, you create some positive aura around you, and everybody will like to associate with you. And that way, there is a win-win for all. You pass this positive aura all over, and everybody will be feeling so happy in that party. But if you do start putting some fake image, like imaging, I am the best, I made money in stocks, I bought this car, I'm now wealthy, I'm rich, how does it matter? You're just making others miserable. Honestly, when I go and meet some very wealthy, successful people, and when I'm driving back, I I sort of have a sad feeling in my life. That's me and my wife, we have noticed, because we always feel that, oh my god, that guy is so rich, how come we are so falling behind? How come that guy is so smart and I am falling behind? So you come back from, and believe it or not, we create some negative image for that person, not a positive image. Versus when we go and help those very needy, poor people who lost their life savings, who let their son or daughter or some horrible things, and when we go and consult them, spend hours with them, me and my wife quite do it. And when we do that, and when we hear that pain and suffering, and they tell you so much honestly, because they need advice from us what to do, and they are so honest and they tell us everything. And doing so, we learn so much from that, that oh my god, As I said, we learn from their mistakes, not to make mistake in our. So actually, we are not helping those needy and poor people, but we are helping ourselves. We realize that, ah, wow, we are so blessed. I'm glad I learned that people teach you like that. So now I know how. So actually, helping others, we help ourselves. So this masking is a really sin. Don't mask it. Just be honest. Be free. Just be what you are. This is what I am. I am. Now, in my childhood, as I said, that my even flip flops were not working. I had to work with that. So when I was in college, I was given a bicycle, and we were going in bikes. At that time, at least, I had a working flip flop. Thank God. But so I was going a bicycle to school. So in college, again, there were people, wealthy people who were there coming in cars, and at that time in scooters, very wealthy people. But yeah, they were my friends. But I end up having most of my friends were people with bicycles because I felt comfortable with them. So why I have to mask what I am not? And I will find out people who are like-minded people. So honestly, at any stage of life, don't mask yourself. I give you example. Let's say you are at a workplace and you are some big CEO or whatever. Even same place. Don't try to. I was in a 42 years corporate life in America. Again, I don't fake it. I just tell honestly that look, these are my positive points. These are my. I'm not a very detail oriented. I tell my boss honestly many times, or those numbers doesn't fit in, but I will catch up because I'm a creative, innovative. I can. I have made. I had 6 patents, and maybe I can. So what happens that your boss or whoever in charge of that thing, they know your personality and they give you work assignment based on what you are best at it, because they
accordingly.
want the company to be successful, and that will be win-win for both. That you are not faking to your boss who you are not, and then your productivity will be very right because they give you assignment what you fit for it. So again, bottom line, forget faking. Like my son was saying that he don't want to be a doctor unless he deserves to be. Keep the same strength. You don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to be successful in life. You have to have whatever you gain it. But most important in life is you have to be self-satisfied. Inside your heart, you should be very happy. And that is also very true in married life. In married life, me and my wife married for 42 years. And the success of married life is we communicate with each other. We don't fake each other. She knows my skill set, but that doesn't mean she's going to let me get away with it. And I says, okay, I understand that's my weakness. I will work at it. So point is, yeah, masking is a major sin in life at any stage, with raising children, making friends, as I told you, with your workplace or in your married life. Don't fake anywhere. This is what I am, honestly. Have self esteem. See, if the person has a self esteem, confidence on their own self, and that's something you have to give it to your child from they are 3 months old. And if you did these things, your child will become proud of whatever they are, even poor, even working for some small little job. It's important to be happy and proud. And if you present yourself with the proud and happy for what you are, the other party will really will respect you for what you are. Bottom line, don't fake. You are on a
Wow.
wrong track.
It's such a wonderful session, and yes, I did see and learned quite a lot of things today, and I'm sure the audience must have had got a lot of things to carry home from this discussion. And yes, Dilip ji, you have explained it very beautifully, and I think you were only successful in doing it because you had been a keen observer, and you have experienced and you kept on learning and understanding the entire mechanism, and you have explained it beautifully. I couldn't thank you more for allowing us to have you today for this discussion, because this was the most requested discussion. I was getting mails whereas people were saying that please do talk about parenting and do educate us on that. And I said I had a bad one, so I would not be a good parent either. Neither I can give a good talk on it. But yes, there are lots of good people who have summed up and learned and experienced and compiled some formula for us, whom I can invite and they can educate us. And yes, so with this, we come to an end of our discussion. Thank you so much, Dilip ji. And yes, thank you once again. Jai Kali, Jai
Uh,
Bharat, Jai Bharat ji.
we did not get around discussing on now child gets to getting married to somebody, and what would you do one day all of a sudden you are a Brahmin and you hear your daughter comes and tell you, mom, dad, I'm in love with Muhammad. So that's something we can discuss some other time.
Yes, I think I would request your presence for an entire discussion on life after marriage and marriage, because
Yeah.
that is again one subject that has become a taboo these days. It just happens and messes up, and that's it.
Let
So
me
yes,
summarize what I told in 2 minutes.
yes, please,
That
yes, please.
uh, everyone, material wealth is important, but it's not everything. Other thing I told you is that your son or daughter, or even your servant, treat everybody with love and dignity. Other thing is for yourself, be optimist. Whatever the situation you are in, be optimist. Okay, it's a COVID, tomorrow will be better day. And think positive. I'm doing what my karma is. I'm not expecting the fruits out of it, like it says in Gita. So be optimist. Keep doing positive things. And other thing is important is enjoy the present. Don't wait that okay, if this thing done, then I'll be happy. No, learn to enjoy your day today, right now, whatever you are doing. This is I want to enjoy the most. And if you keep it this way, don't postpone it for tomorrow. Your life will be so happy surrounding you, everybody, you will make them so happy, your wife will be happy, your children will be grown up to be good, happy, and successful people, and it will be a win-win for all. If everyone does this one, this world will become so good for everyone. So I wish you best. Thank you for this opportunity to speak.
Yes, thank you so much for allowing us to have your presence. And yes, with this, we come to an end. Jai Kali, Jai Mahadev, Jai Bharat.
Jai Kali. Namaste.